Hi everyone, this is Ginger and welcome to Bygone Traditions. Today I am harvesting the mustard seed from some of the plants. Not all of them are ready, but some of them are ready. I've already harvested this amount. As you can see, they're bulging out of the, they're bulging pretty good. So this is when they're about ready, and I'm going to hang them and dry them. The other ones kind of look like this. Those are not ready, and so I'm going to leave them until they are. And I'm just going to cut them off. Like I'll cut them off like right about there. See how this, let me set these down. So I'm going to show you how I do this real quick. Hold on. So if you look at all of these, you have like this one. It's got some good size to the seeds, but that's not quite ready yet because the rest of the seeds are fairly small. However, we're just going to use this stalk as an example. So if you find a stalk that's ready, you'll come down to right about here, right where the seeds stop, and you'll trim that off, and then that's the part you'll hang to dry. Now, I am hoping that that encourages new growth, and I think it will, because these do grow pretty quickly once you trim it. And so I'll probably get even more seeds than this, and that's my hope, to just continually harvest seeds from this until summer is over. And then I will have lots of mustard seeds for my pickling and anything else I want to use it for. So I'm hoping to get lots of mustard seed from just this small patch of mustard. Mustard's pretty prolific and it grows pretty quickly, and so you can get quite a bit of mustard seed from a small patch of mustard. So this is everything I got from the first harvest. I'm going to tie some tape around this, and I'm just going to hang it where my peas are, because I did harvest some peas the other day, and I'm letting them dry, and they're about done. So here are my peas that I've dried, and they're, you know, they're all dry. I'll show you. You can just break these open, and there's your peas. And those are my pea seeds for next year. So that's how you harvest those. You wait till the peas are really big and starting to yellow, and then you just, you know, I just pulled the whole plant because it was starting to die anyways. And you want to wait till the pods are pretty big. So there's that, and it just kind of super easy to harvest here. Okay, so I have cut off all the viable pods from the pea plant so that I can harvest the pea seeds out of the pods. I also had my Brussels sprout seeds drying, and they're all dry, so they're ready to go too. So I have got all those taken care of. I just need to get them out of their pods. So I just kind of, they're dry, so they kind of snap open easy, and you just open them up and shell them out. And if they're big enough, you keep them. If they don't look like the right size, then you just toss them. And I may have picked all of these too early, but it was worth a shot. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to dry these, so you might as well try, and if you fail, you can always buy some seeds. But you know, the best method really is to leave them on the plant until the pods start to yellow. I didn't do that with all of these because I did not want my seeds to have disease, because the plant was starting to have some issues. But your seeds should be about that big, and these are the, that's a bad one. Sorry, I have a fly buzzing around me. These are the green arrow peas, and they did better than, what do I normally do? It's an English pea that I usually do, and I don't remember what it's called. These ones were really good. They did really good, and next year I'll plant them a little earlier. I'm learning that the time that I plant them isn't exactly a good time for them to be planted, because then you don't get very many peas, because you're not you don't have a lot of time. Your peas start to get some issues with them because it gets hotter. They don't like the heat too much, and they get lots of disease, and it's just not pretty. Okay, so I got a few seeds that are probably pretty viable for these, but not a lot. Next time I'll wait until the pods start to yellow, and they've definitely gotten to a really good size, because these aren't looking so hot. So don't want to use peas that aren't all the way there, because that's just a waste, because they won't grow. They haven't gotten to the correct size in their pods. They're not going to germinate for you because they're not ready. They just haven't grown enough. Yeah, I have a few, not a lot, so I'll just buy some more peas, and next year I'll try again. See, that's just what it's about, right? It's learning as you go, and I learned that I really do need to let the pods start to turn yellow before I dry them out. So I will do that next year, and it'll be all better next year. So these are a little different. They should be dry enough to just crack apart. So if I just kind of pinch it, it should crack. I'm gonna put the bowl under here. Sorry for all the noise. See, it starts to crack, and then you can see it just opens up, and then I just dump the seeds into the bowl, and do that with all of these. Just kind of pinch it and crack it open, and you'll have seeds in there. You just dump the seeds into the bowl. Same thing here. Saving seeds, I think, is a really good skill to have, and it's so easy to do. I mean, yeah, you know, I'm not an expert on it. I don't claim to be. I'm just learning how right now, and so far mostly it's good. The peas obviously didn't do so well, but these Brussels sprout seeds are looking really good. I'm really happy about this. It's so awesome to just know that even if you planted your plants a little late in the season, for them to really do anything for food, that it's not all a waste, because they'll go to seed, and you'll have seeds for next year. And so you didn't really waste anything. You didn't waste your space. It's just a learning experience, and you get seeds instead of food, which is food for the year after that. So that's a good thing. So this one plant, I had one plant, so one seed. You gotta think about this. I planted 3 seeds in that hole. That's usually what I plant, just in case, because birds like to eat the seeds, and sometimes the seed doesn't germinate, and then you have the last one to germinate. So yeah, so you know, if they all germinate, great, but you got to pick some so that there's room for the one. You have to thin them out. But this one seed got me so far, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 28 seeds. So there's one plant, and I've got 28 plants from that one plant. It's pretty incredible, really, if you think about it. God is so generous with his gift of food to us, that he can take one plant and give us many, many seeds and food. So I think that's pretty incredible, and fascinating, really. I wonder how many seeds I'll have from this. Whoops. I'm flying. Okay, so here's my bowl so far. I don't know if you can see all those, but I've got all these little seeds in here, and I still have a few more that look like they're viable seed pods to crack open, like this one here. Okay, so the nice thing about the brassica family is that the seeds are a decent size. I don't know if you can see that seed right there. Let's see. Yeah. So the seeds are pretty good size. So it's easy to separate the chaff from the seed and all the debris from the seed. That doesn't have a seed in it. And so there's not really any winnowing involved. You just kind of get the seeds out of there and you're good. And that's pretty nice. I usually just put them in a plastic bag and put them in my seed storage container for the year. If you really want to know how I store seeds, I do have a video that you can watch that talks about how I store my seeds, and I'll link that down below in the description. Yeah. So I haven't really talked about our journey yet as far as where we're thinking about going. We, my husband and I went to the Knoxville area over the weekend, and that was a lot of fun. We had fun. We're just looking around Tennessee, trying to figure out where we want to go. We visited Welcome Grove Homestead, which I will put a link to their YouTube channel below. They're a wonderful family. I didn't do any video there because I was just there to really find out from them, because they're from the same area we are, from California, fairly similar, and they've relocated out here, and we wanted to find out what they thought about East Tennessee, because we were seriously considering that area of the world. And we just talked to them, and it was a really nice conversation. We really enjoyed it, and they were very generous to welcome us to their farm and let us take a look around and just let us know what they think. And it was really good. My husband and I fell in love with the area. It's a beautiful area. I don't know, it's just really, really beautiful. So I don't know, maybe that's where we're headed. I'm not sure. We're going to be looking around some more and seeing what we think, but I think we're going to start kind of looking in that area a little bit more. I think it'll be good, and I'm pretty excited about it. I know I don't look super excited, but I really am. I'm excited. I feel like it's just a step closer to figuring out where we want to go and finding a place to plant some roots. So yeah, so that's pretty exciting, and it was encouraging. So I'm excited about that. On another note, we were gone, and my garden has just grown so much. Hold on, I'm going to show you this. So if you look, everything's just growing so much. Those zucchini I planted have really taken off. They look so much better than the ones I pulled, so they're doing really well. The okra died, so I found out that there were mealworms in the soil, and something I learned about mealworms is they will eat roots. So I think they were eating the roots of my plants that I would plant in here, and they were just keeling over after a while. So I pulled this plant. I'm not sure if I'm going to even plant anything right now. I did dig out 2 mealworms. I didn't see any more, but I don't know. They could be a whole nest of them in there, and I got to treat the soil for it, and I don't know how, so I got to figure that out. These tomatoes are not doing well. I'm not sure, but it just seems like it's getting worse. The stems are real thick here, but then I've got these spindly branches off of it, and it really looks bad. It could be a number of things. So I tried putting an all-purpose organic fertilizer down. I did that 2 2 days ago and watered it in, and I'm just praying that it will come back to life. We'll see what happens here, but it could just be damaged beyond repair. I do have a tomato growing here. I did pull a couple of tomatoes, one here and one on the other side there, but these are all really starting to look bad, and I'm really not sure what the cause is. I really think it's the herbicide. I think maybe the soil might have been contaminated, and I'll tell you why. Because this soil here in this box I got after, and like if you look, I'm sorry, hold on, some of the tips are turning a little brown, so I'm pretty sure it's from herbicidal damage, and I think it might be in the soil. Maybe it could be just herbicidal drift. I do live in a neighborhood, but I don't have neighbors over there, and the HOA does not spray, so I'm really not sure. At least I've never seen them spray. My carrots are doing really well, and these tomatoes don't have any damage, and they're actually, look at this, starting to blush. It's pretty exciting, and it's just absolutely loaded with tomatoes, which is fantastic. I will always grow these tomatoes. These tomatoes have just really impressed the heck out of me with how prolific they are. It's amazing. It's incredible. They're San Marzano. Never grown them before, and I'm really happy with them. Now, I did plant pumpkins, and I want to show you something. This is why I think maybe it's herbicide in the soil, is because see these leaves? They look funky, don't they? And there's no it doesn't look like pests are really in here. And this is what happened to some of my melons. So I'm thinking it's herbicide, because I got a load of soil. I'll show you. And when I got the first load of soil, we filled up, I'll show you over here, this bed. And these tomatoes are doing absolutely fantastic. There's no issues. They're doing really well. However, these look terrible, and I don't know what this is. I've fertilized everything, given it plenty of nitrogen, and I haven't over fertilized. I've made sure I've followed the directions, and I'm not sure what this is. So that being said, this plant also looks bad, and I really, it's looking better than it did before, but it's still not great. And this plant is looking bad, but they are on the outside edge. So I'm wondering if the herbicidal drift is coming from somewhere this way. I'm not sure. Or if it's in the soil. I do think it might be in the soil, and maybe these are just a little hardier and they're handling it a little better, because I know different species of tomatoes do handle things a little better than others. But I'm really not sure, and it's really just a guessing game, because I am not an expert in this by any means. I've never dealt with anything like this, so it's a little discouraging, but hoping to figure it out, and I'm glad it's happening here so I can learn about it. But also wanted to show you my loofah, because it also has some interesting problems with it, and I couldn't find pests anywhere, just ants, but they're not really doing anything, just crawling up and down the stem. But I don't see any aphids or anything, but it's just really strange. I think this one's okay, but this top leaf is no good. And just ants. I don't see any aphids. So hopefully I can figure out what's going on with my plants. It may just be the detriment of living in a neighborhood where people spray their lawn with herbicide, and there's nothing I can do about it. So look at all these flowers. This is from two carrots. So two carrots have produced all of these flowers, and all of these flowers will eventually be seeds. I don't know if you can see this in here, but that's the seed. Now it's green still, so we've got to let this start to dry out. Once it starts to dry out, I can pick it and I will put it in a paper bag and let it dry out some more. But isn't that incredible? Look at how many seeds. This is seeds for a long time. If you look at this, each one of those little green fuzzy things is a seed, a carrot seed. So I'm going to have tons of carrot seeds just from two carrot stalks. That's incredible, isn't it? So I did harvest all those mustards, and then I'll show you what I did with those. I've been harvesting off the Swiss chard a little bit. It's finally starting to grow really well. I had some aphid problems on my kale, and I'm going to have to cut some of those leaves off to deal with that. And my broccoli did go to seed, unfortunately. However, like I said, it's not all a waste, because this one plant will give me so many seeds. So I will have that many more plants next year, which is fantastic. So I'm hoping that it goes well. My green stalk is doing really good. I have harvested tons of basil already. I've been drying it and just harvesting as I go. I've harvested a few of the chamomile flowers. You can see those. They're just growing, finally just coming into their own, which is pretty exciting. Hopefully I can get a lot of chamomile off of that. My strawberries, my poor strawberries, have been getting attacked by Japanese beetles. Look at what they do to your plant. It's so bad. And they leave this black sludge. Let's see if I can find any. You'll know you have Japanese beetles because you'll have these holes like this, and then they poop, and their poop leaves like it's like almost like a black slimy sludge. It's kind of gross and nasty, and hopefully these guys will recover. I haven't really done anything for it because I really don't know what to do. See all that in there? That's just from their poop. It's their droppings. It kind of sucks. Yeah, they've attacked both the towers. So look at that. It's just laying waste to my poor little strawberries. Yeah. But hopefully they'll recover. I think they'll recover from that. So my peppers are doing pretty good. They've grown quite a bit. I've got a good Anaheim going here, and then I've got some going on here, which is great. These plants are finally big enough to where I'll let the fruit form on them. My Pippin's Golden Honey is producing all these beautiful little flowers. I love these flowers. Of course, purple is my favorite color, so purple and green, it makes that plant look beautiful. I have a jalapeno that's finally going. Hopefully I start getting some more. They're just starting off, so they're doing pretty good. I also have a cayenne pepper somewhere. Let me see. Right here, little cayenne, and then I thought I had another one, but maybe I didn't. Nope, just that one. But that's good. The beans are nice and big and bushy, but not really getting beans, so I don't know. Look at, oh, I wanted to show you guys. I gotta show you this. Let's come around here. Look at how much better these eggplants look and how big and full they look. They have just grown tremendously, and I'm getting flowers on my eggplant, which is incredible. So that's pretty exciting. You know, there's some downsides to the garden this year, but there's also some pretty good upsides. I've already harvested several cherry tomatoes off of these cherry tomato plants. I have got to say, let me see, where is it? These tomatoes over here, these purple bumblebee tomatoes, these are delicious. I love them. They are just so good. I've never had them before, and I'm so glad I have three plants of them because they are really good. I haven't tried this yet. What was this one? The sweetie tomatoes I haven't tried. They're a smaller cherry tomato. And the black cherry, these have not, I haven't had any from here yet either. But the golden nugget I've had, that would be these. And they're pretty good. They're really good. They're a nice flavored yellow cherry tomato. They get kind of a yellowish orange. They're real pretty. They when they're ripe, they're yellow with a real golden hue to them. That's interesting. I'll have to show you one when I get one next time. Hoping that the Kajari melon snaps out of whatever's wrong. I'm wondering if it needs boron. So I might take some borax and dissolve it in some water and spray it on the foliage to kind of help it along. Ooh, that's not good. Some powdery mildew here, look it. So when I see this, I just pick the leaf off the plant. And it's got a little bit of that going on here. When I was gone, I think my daughter oversprayed and got the leaves of these. So we'll just pick these leaves right off where it's showing up. These melons are very hardy, so picking these leaves off isn't going to hurt a darn thing. It might actually just help the plant. So we'll just get rid of these so I don't have any issues. Right there. Let's see, there's another one here. And here. And see it here. There we go. That's better. Make sure there's no more, so that will spread. And we don't want that, so we just pick them off. Another one. I can get that. Okay. That looks better. Oop. One more. Okay. My little small pumpkins are growing pretty well. Hopefully they continue to grow. I'm about to take this netting down and just risk with the cat and see what happens. Because I think it's going to get in the way of the pumpkins growing up the trellis. My cucumbers, look at these. They just keep growing, and I got baby cucumbers growing, which is exciting. That means pickles soon, so that's so exciting. Yeah, so I still have a ton of mustard, and it'll probably grow a lot more since I picked off so much. That's just what happens. It's kind of like when you top a pepper, it sprouts more legs. That's what this will probably do. And I hope I will just continue. My hope is I will continue to get more mustard seed out of this small patch. It's kind of an experiment to see how that goes. So let me show you what I did with the mustard. So I got it all picked, and I tied it with some tape and just hung it up here. And this will just stay here until it's all dry, just like the Brussels sprout seed pods were. If you see here, there's just hundreds of seeds right here, so that's a good thing. Sorry, I gotta fix this, it fell out. So hopefully I get enough to get me by for the summer for mustard seeds. I would like to make my own mustard out of the mustard seed I grew, but we'll see how that goes. So that's all I really had to do today to show you today, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.